Hello, hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Turn Your Story into Your Superpower. It's a master class, they tell me. I don't know why they said that, because I'm not a master of anything except running my mouth. So let's go. My name is Tiffany Haddish. For those of you that don't know, you might not recognize me today because I'm rocking my 1900s look. Look like I might sing a love song right quick and then start dancing for no reason. I'm going to sit down. Ladies in the front row, can you tell me if anything inappropriate should like Pikachu out or whatever? Because I'm ovulating. I feel like it's nothing but opportunity in the world, okay? That's a part of my superpower, telling the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Now, it might be inappropriate, but I know I'm not the only person in here ovulating right now. Okay? Some of you fellas look like you ovulating. See how I turned my truth into my superpower? I've disarmed them now. Now they want to hear about my cycle. Look at that. I think okay, so I'm really here to talk about being your authentic self, and how for so long I feel like all of us have been trained to be better than who you are. Present this other character. Well, guess what? That character you've been presenting has been boring, and it has been causing you depression and discomfort, maybe even weight gain, because this heifer likes to go out to dinner every night when you really like to be at home. You know, I think it's so important to really honor who you are and be who you are and not be afraid of that. I remember back in 1979, I was talking to God and I said, God, when you send me back to the planet this time, I want to be irresistible. Okay? Make it where no matter what I do, no matter what I say, I gain at least one new friend. And just let me have all the men I want. God said, well, you're going to have to be born to this mama, and then you're going to have to deal with all this drama, and there's going to be all kind of diseases. So do you really want this man? And then I was like, yeah, God. And then I was present. And now I don't want all that stuff that I had told God I wanted. I don't really want that. I really just want peace. Right? I just want some peace. I want peace when I turn on my phone. I want peace when I turn on the TV. I want joy. I want to eat good food. And I want to relax. And that's the authentic me. And then there's this wild side of me. I think all of us, especially us ladies, we have multiple personalities that live inside of us. And it's okay to show the different sides. You got your work self, like I got work Tiffany, who's very professional when it's time to get to it. Yes, with a contract, let me see. Let me check that. No, I don't like those numbers. Go back. Redo that again. Excuse me, who are you talking to? Do you know who I am? I'm Tiffany Haddish. I was born in 1979. I'm important to me. But yeah, there's that work self, and then there's the fun Tiffany, who I try to bring everywhere and incorporate fun Tiffany in everything. I let fun Tiffany observe things, and sometimes I let her say things that she probably shouldn't say, but that's what makes me new friends. Because you always find somebody that's like-minded. Now, I never try to say anything that's going to hurt somebody's feelings, but I try to say things that are true to me, like I'm ovulating, or my toe hurt, or please watch me in the front row and let me know if anything pop out. Like, just simple stuff. But I think it's so important to always know your audience. And like, I've been walking around today, I've been watching you guys. I Googled some of you, and I feel like I know my audience. I feel like we're all from the 1900s. Some of you are from the 2000s, so you don't really understand what I'm saying. It sounds like I'm speaking Spanish right now, but that's okay. Me mucho gusto bailar. Me encantan las hamburguesas y los tacos. See, I know Spanish. I also know Japanese. Nihonga ga skoshi wakarimasu ka? Hai, hai, skoshi wakarimasu. You think it is ne, so desu ne. And that's just me showing off, because I took a Japanese penciler 101 from the library. I stole it and sat with those CDs in traffic for about 2 months. You know, I'm at a first grade level of Japanese. I just thought I'd show that off to you guys just in case anybody got any business in Japan and you need me to come through. Ohayou gozaimasu. But actually, I want to talk about my book, too. Tiffany Haddish, I Curse You With Joy. Now, I wrote this book 3 years ago. It came out last year. It did pretty good. The audiobook is a lot of fun. But a lot of people ask me, why did you share this story? Why did you share that experience? And all the things that I shared in this book, now some of it's a little grown. It might have been too much information. But I feel like I shared what I wish somebody would have told me when I was a teenager. I shared all the experiences, things that I learned, the mistakes that I've made. Just because, also like, while I am a celebrity and I'm very famous, I'm a movie star. I don't know if you guys know this. I've been in a lot of movies. Some of my movies, I mean, if you put all my movies together, well over $1 billion. But I think it's so important to share that because people see, and I'm guilty of this. People see movie star and they think, oh, this person is perfect. No, I am messy. I got issues. I grew up in foster care. I grew up living with strangers. My mother had mental illness because her head went through a windshield. She had a car accident, and she had to learn how to walk, talk, eat, all these things all over again. And I was right there supporting her and taking care of my sisters and brothers. I was raising children before I was even 10 years old. We got removed from her when I was 12. I felt like I was a failure, like I was a bad mom because I couldn't protect my sisters and brothers. And do you hear how the emotion is coming up in my voice? Because I still feel it. And that's what's authentic. Being willing to share your feelings. We all have them. And I don't know why they trained us so hard not to cry. Don't do this, don't do that. Men, don't smile all the time. They're gonna beat you up if you smile. I won't even talk to a dude if he don't smile. Because I need to see that you got dental. Real talk. Like, the things that we were taught, I feel like we were a little misguided. And now it's getting like very sensitive. We're getting into this world where everybody's like super overly sensitive. And it's like, no, we need to find that place in the middle. Because we need the gaskets. We need to be able to, I call them gaskets, when we crack jokes. Like when I get sometimes, for me, I get into somebody will ask me, how did you get into comedy? And I'll tell them, it's crazy. I was 11. I saw the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And the detective said to the rabbit, why are these people doing nice things for you, Roger? And he goes, because I make them laugh, Eddie. If you make people laugh, they'll do anything for you. And I was like, that's the ticket. That's how I'm going to get people to do my homework. That's how I'm going to make friends. That's how I'm going to get extra cupcakes and the coffee cakes. Oh, my God, I loved coffee cakes. And I used to make people laugh, and they would let me have half of their coffee cake. I'm like, if I tell you a joke and you giggle, can I get half of that coffee cake? And I came up on coffee cakes. You would have thought I would have been a fat kid, but then I started running out of jokes. Anyways, and I would get in trouble all the time in school. And my social worker got tired of coming up to the school. And she told me, you got 2 choices this summer, Tiffany. You can go to the Laugh Factory Comedy Camp, or you can go to psychiatric therapy. Which one you want to do? And I said, which one got drugs? She said, you definitely going to be on drugs if you go to therapy. I said, I'll go to the comedy camp. And here I am, so many years later, telling jokes, being authentic, might be on a little bit of drugs, but not so much. And I did end up with court-ordered therapy, and that therapy taught me that you can't hide. The more you hide, the more depressed you get. Your body knows. The body's always keeping count, right? And you can only hide for so long before the truth come out. And I think true authenticity is willing to live in your truth, no matter how bad it is. You'd be surprised how many people can relate to you. I'm into some weird stuff, okay? I like gardening. You would think that, people say, Tiffany, you rich. You should pay somebody to do that. But I like getting dirty. I like getting my fingers in that dirt. I feel like it recharges my soul. And I work with foster youth, and I teach them the same, because we need to find some kind of outlet. And when I'm in my garden, that's when I can cry ugly, snot come out my nose, and I think the tears actually fortifies this is what I tell myself in my imagination. I said, the tears that's coming out my eyes and the snot and all the stuff that's coming out, that is fortified in my vegetables. That's why my collard greens is the best collard greens this side of the Mississippi. I live in Los Angeles, by the way, so we have excellent sun, but still. I tell myself these things. I have bees. I have 2 beehives. I talk to my bees every day. I literally talk about, I didn't talk to them today because I'm here, but they miss me. My bees miss me. But every morning I wake up, I go out into the garden, and I talk to the bees, and I listen to them, because I saw a YouTube video that said that the sound of a beehive helps heal PTSD. And I definitely was diagnosed with that in therapy. I for sure got that PTSD. So I'm like, ooh, maybe these bees can help. I don't know if they really helping, but definitely they listen to my problems, and they give me the best honey you ever could have that I'm selling at the end of this for $250 a jar. Haddish honey. I harvested it myself. But there's some really interesting stories in this book. I will talk to you guys about any of them. I was trying to debate, I like talking from the heart, because I feel like that's where we all connect. And even if I say words wrong or backwards, I think people understand me, because it's the vibe, it's the energy. Also, if you can see my face, you get it. But if you can't see, then you just gonna have to feel my voice. And that's my authentic self. This is how I am every day, in every way, except for when somebody steal my money. Then I'm vicious. But that's another side of Tiffany. And we all got that. We all got that. It's okay to be that way. It's okay. Somebody robbed you. I might be going through something right now. Any questions? Anything anybody want to know? Sir, are you raising your hand, or you was just taking a picture? Okay. I thought you. Hi. This is cool. I can see everybody, and this is like a great crowd. Yes, ma'am. How did I get used to being vulnerable in front of a lot of people? I went to court a lot. I was going to court from the time I was 12 till I was about present day. When you're in foster care, I think, like, really, I wish people would pay more attention to foster youth, because they know the laws, because they've been going to court pretty much their whole life. And I had that lawyer that would be like, if you speak up, you can stay in the home you want to stay in. And I would speak up, and then they would still move me to another place. And I just noticed if you got louder and more, maybe a little disruptive, and writing letters, the power of writing a letter is good. But standing in front of that judge, asking him if I could get a driver's license, that really changed the game for me, because most people, you have a guardian or somebody that'll sign off for you to go. I had to ask the judge if it was okay for me to take the driver's ed class. He had to sign off on that. Then when I passed that with an A, by the way, because I cheated most of the time, because I made friends. and then I had to go back and ask him if it was okay for him to actually sign off on me getting a driver's license, to take the driver's test and all that. And then I had to, bribe my auntie into letting me use her car to take the test. So I learned mastermind manipulation skills thanks to the system. And I think I'm really comfortable talking in front of a room full of people, because I know I'm safe. I know I have a room full of witnesses. Even if everybody in here hated my guts and could not stand me, if something happened to me, they would tell everybody. Somebody would stop. I would hope, by the grace of God, somebody would stop the trauma, right? And I really do feel like sometimes I'm scared in a crowd of people, but I feel most safe when I'm standing in front of that crowd, and I got the microphone or I got the stage, because I know I got witnesses, period. So I think for me, why I feel most comfortable in front of an audience of people, I know that Okay, I guess I'm pretty comfortable with judgment because I assume everybody's going to be judging because that's been happening to me my whole life. And I know I'm going to be safe because I got witnesses. Also, I brought some backup just in case. And I feel like this is the best way to connect. This is literally, what's that, a herd, with the herd, which, you know what they were saying back in when we was all getting sick and stuff, herd immunity. So I'm creating herd joy, right? Like I believe God sent me to this planet to administer joy. Now, I'm not always going to do it right. Like most doctors, you're going to make mistakes. You are all my patients, see? And y'all being patient with me. And sometimes the medicine's going to hit and it's going to be perfect for everybody. And some people it ain't going to work for. And that just means I'm not your doctor. Find another comedian, right? But that's how I feel when I'm in a group. And that's why I feel comfortable sharing my story, whether it be good or bad. I'm okay with sharing. And sharing is caring. And I mean, if we think back to the 1900s, we used to have show and tell. You had to share something interesting about yourself. If you want somebody to care about you or care about what you're selling or why you're doing anything, you have to have you got to have a story, the origin, why. Like, I'm starting a grocery store in South Central LA. Why, Tiffany? Those don't make money. I'm not in it to make money. I'm in it to heal my community. Right? I'm seeing my community falling apart. I'm seeing people dying sick from simple things. If they knew how food works, I feel like, for me, once I learned how food works and how money works, I became a more happier, productive human being. It's like, and I believe once you're more happier and productive, the family becomes more happy and productive. And when the family is more happy and productive, the community is more happier and productive. And when the community is more happy and productive, less need for police brutality and less need for like mental health places because people understand how their body work and they know what to eat to keep their nerves right. Girl, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? And I think we need that everywhere. They took home economics out of schools. They took home economics. I couldn't believe it. When the pandemic started, I summoned, and I couldn't believe I was able to do it. This little hood chick from South Central LA was able to summons 90 principals from across America on one Zoom. And I asked, why did y'all take home economics out? Why did y'all take this out? Why did y'all take? They said, we took home economics out because it's considered a vocation. I said, knowing how to make 3 basic meals and not poison your family is considered a vocation. There's so many women out here, and men for that matter, that don't know how to make a basic meal. Don't know how to boil water with an egg in it. I can't date you if you can't boil eggs. I need my protein. Anyways, I've been working on that super hardcore. And I think it's so important to share those things. Now, I did read in the thing that said, I think it was 48 Laws of Power, one of them books about power, was saying, like, don't tell everybody what you're doing until it's done, right? But then what if you need investors? What if you need help, right? So it's like, you got to take that risk. And so people always say, Tiffany, you always sharing too much. You're not afraid of what they're going to do to you if you tell that? No, I already went to jail for this shit. It's done. I've been arrested a few times. Y'all only know about 2 times, but back in the 1900s, I was getting picked up a lot. AWOL, if you will. And it's funny, people go, when they see the record, why was you getting arrested so much? They thinking I was like doing like gang activity, but really I was getting arrested because I was going to check on my sisters and brothers because those were my kids. And I had to find them. I couldn't go a week without seeing them because my mom installed in me before she had that car accident, all you got is your family. All you got is your family. You can get all these friends and you can build a family, but all you got is your brothers and sisters. One day I'm going to die, your grandma's going to die, your auntie's going to die, your dad going to, everybody's going to die, and all you're going to have is your sisters and brothers. So you got to show up for them. Do you know I've been showing up for these fools for over 30 years, and I'm still waiting for them to show up for me? She had her accident before she could tell them the same thing. But I've been trying to install it in them, and, you know, with my fame, they have showed up more often. It's funny how that works. But yeah, all the things that I want to do in the world, I think it's so important to be your true self, because if you're going to find those people that are going to help you, those people that are going to buy your product, they need to, like, know who you are. Like the other day, I went on Instagram Live, and I was frying chicken. Now, some people would say, Tiffany, you shouldn't be frying chicken. White people going to see you making chicken. Well, guess what? White people like chicken, too. And I was using this Japanese, like, oil fryer. Do you know that fryer, like, was selling like crazy after that? People was like, I just said it twice in the thing. This is a Japanese oil fryer, and I got this because I love to speak Japanese, but it's stainless steel. And I heard that when you fry stuff in stainless steel, whatever I said, some crap like that. And I'm so mad at myself for not investing in that Japanese oil frying company. I should have at least did a deal with them or something, but, you know, I got it off of Temu, so I didn't think it was that important. But now I'm working on doing a deal with Temu, and now we got a story. Tiffany, why are you endorsed by Temu? Well, let me tell you, I went ahead and invested a little money in them because I got me a stainless steel fryer and this whole outfit and these boots. I'm lying. I didn't get these boots off of there. Boots are expensive. Any other questions? Yes.
Tiffany,
Hi.
You've turned a lot of tragedy into humor. How do you know when's the right time to make it a joke?
Okay, so I believe when you crying in it, you need to be finding the funny in it. There's so many, okay, so like, the world is so messed up right now, and there's so many tragedies, and like, I'm Jewish, okay? I'm also East African. I'm also from South Central LA. I'm an American. And I a lot of times feel pulled all these different ways because of like social whatever. But then I have to remember I gotta honor me, and I can't be afraid of what anybody says, because, and I'm gonna tell you right now, my ADHD made me forget your question, but I'm gonna just keep talking till it come back to me. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't remember what the hell you asked me. What did you ask me? Because I was about to go into a whole thing. I'm like, wait a minute, girl, wait a minute, giving out too much information again. What did you ask me?
I asked you, I said you turned a lot of tragedy into
yes,
humor.
so tragedy, all right, bet. So I went to Israel, right? I went to Israel, and I went with the intentions of learning. I went with the intentions of learning. I was always told, look, my grandmother was a Jehovah's Witness, okay? She always talked about going to Israel, and you got to see Jesus' mama house, and you need to see this, and you need to see that. And then I get into Judaism, right? And I'm like, yo, and everybody's talking about Israel, Israel this, Israel that. Then I heard they had a shield. I said, what? They got a shield, a force field? I got to see that. Like, because I'm into sci-fi. And then I'm so adamant about going to see all this history, because this is one of the oldest, they have one of the oldest cities in the world. And I go, and I'm excited about it, and yes, it's in the middle of a war, but to me, it's genius. I grew up in South Central LA. I grew up in nothing but war. I've seen people get shot on a daily basis. I heard gunshots regularly, living in fear. I refuse as an adult to allow sounds that I hear make me live in fear. I refuse as an adult to let what I see on this little phone be the truth for me. I need to see with my own eyes. I want to have my own experiences. And I don't want some stranger that I never met, that I don't know if they telling me the truth or not, telling me what's going on. Now, I went and I saw with my own eyes, and I cracked some jokes on the way there. Why? Because I was letting off some gas, some relief, because it's scary. People was trying to put all this fear in me. I was not going to let that stop me from seeing the things that I've been reading about my whole life. In every religion that I've been a part of, everything that I've studied, everything. I've lived with so many different type of people. I refuse to let the world's opinion, these people who don't clean my house, who don't take care of me when I'm sick, who don't show up to nothing for me, like, I'm not gonna let their opinion decide and block me from fulfilling something that I always wanted to do. Why am I gonna let them stop me? And so I go, and it is a mess. And I see a lot of things, and I see the seriousness in this when I get there, but I also see the beauty and the funny, and I'm taking notes, and I just wait for the time. And the time when I was standing there talking to a hostage who came home, and she is sharing her story with me, and I said something. I didn't think it was gonna be funny to her at all. It was just me trying to find some relief. She laughed so hard and hugged me so tight and thanked me for seeing her. And I just kept doing that. Not on purpose, just, it was really for me so that I can handle it. And I'm a firm believer, if you can't laugh about some tragedies, if you can't find the funny in a situation, you'll never heal from it. You'll never heal. And it may never be the right time for some people, but if it's the right time for me, it's the right time for me. But also, you gotta pay attention to read the room, you know? And I pay attention, but I also, me first, my longest relationship I'll ever have is with myself, and I'm gonna always operate in my truth for me, because I gotta wake up and look at me tomorrow. I don't have to look at you ever again in my life. But I like you, though. I like you. But that's how I deal with it, just when it feels right in my gut, in my instinct. Question?
Well, clearly you've done a lot of nice things for a lot of people, but what is the kindest thing that anyone's ever done for you?
I'm super simple. And I think the kindest thing somebody ever did for me, and I still remember it to this day, and there's so many kind things that people have done. My English and my drama teacher noticed I couldn't read. I was very good at hiding. She noticed, she taught me how to read. That was kind of her. But I think the kindest thing was somebody gave me a suitcase. I was moving around from house to house with all my stuff in trash bags. And I felt like garbage. I thought I was garbage, just being dropped off at people's houses and just being moved. And I thought, man, I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, I'm doing all this. I'm making everybody in the house laugh. Why they don't want me? Why they don't want me? I didn't know then that it really wasn't up to the foster parent at the time. It's the courts moving me around. You change age, you this, you get moved. I didn't know that at the time, but I will never forget the day that person gave me that suitcase. It made me feel like a person, like I was a traveler, like I'm on an adventure, like I'm a visitor in these people's home, and I'm not garbage, I'm not trash. And look at me now, I travel the whole wide world, bringing joy, bringing the same, well, not exactly the same thing. I'm not cleaning your houses, but I'm bringing the joy that I brought then. And it's funny because I've run into some of my old foster families, and they're like so proud of me, and I'm surprised they even remember me. But they say, how could we forget the girl with the mole who danced around the house and washed dishes and sings? Like, I was just always trying to, just a broken little girl that's healing. You know, they say you spend your whole adult life trying to heal from your childhood. And that was the nicest thing. Somebody gave me a suitcase. One day, maybe I'll own a suitcase company, and I'll give them out to the kids. I have a foundation now where I give suitcases away to foster youth, and we give life skill classes. The things I wish somebody would have did for me, teach them how to fill out an application for an apartment, how to get a car, all the things that your mom and dad would show you, but they don't have access to that. So I bring in professionals like you guys, volunteers that are like experts at things, and bring them in. And my kids are doing good, girl. I've been doing this for some years. My kids are good. Some of them buy their own houses already. I'm like, thank you, 25 with a house. I'm jealous. But they doing good, and I'm proud of them. It's like some of my greatest works, I think, is pouring into those kids. Any other questions?
Hey, Tiffany, what would be the best advice that you've gotten that stayed with you?
Ah, man, so many good tips. You made me automatically think of my grandma. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Use your ears, shut your mouth. That really works in sales too, in negotiations. Sometimes I just shut up and they be like, well, Tiffany, okay, we'll give you which one. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna give me this. And then my other favorite piece of advice was from Queen Latifah. And she said, don't never let nobody in your house that ain't got nothing to lose. Yeah. That advice, didn't understand it in the moment. But after somebody, stole some stuff from me, I get it now. That's why I do credit checks now. You got to have a credit score at least 700 to even be in my circle, okay? And if you ain't got no EIN number, don't even talk to me. I don't want to be your friend, okay? I don't want to know you. You got to have an EIN number, period. Some men in the back are sad now. They're like, dang, I got to go get an EIN. Any other questions? Yes. I love your sweater, by the way.
That's okay. Oh, there you go. I was curious to hear what made you make the jump to telling your story from comedy into an actual book?
Okay, so, because my actual story, it's a lot of stuff that's not funny. And some of the things I still have yet to figure out how to make funny, but I think it's important to share. And so sometimes, everyone, when you're on stage, they expect you to be hilarious and make me laugh super hard. And you might be going through some things and you want to share that darker story, but it's not there yet. So I put it all in the book. And in that way, you can take it in and digest it how you want to. But it's so much fun on the audiobook. I was listening to it on the plane. I said, this heifer is hilarious and a little hurt. I want to hug her. And I was like, wait, it's me. But it's so good because I think there's something in there for everybody. I feel like when I do stand-up, it's not always for everybody, right? And still, this book might not be for everybody, but there might be one chapter in there that resonates with someone that, like, oh, you should probably read this. This might help you. And also, I feel like when you tell, like, your true stuff on stage, people don't believe it. They think it's a joke. But when you write it in the book, they like, oh, man, that's crazy that happened. I'm like, but I've been saying it for 15 years on stage. But they didn't believe it then. But also, I was holding back my feelings, too. But now I've learned how to let them out just a little bit at a time. When I leave here today, though, I'm going to cry my ass off. I guarantee it. I'm going to cry like a baby just to get all that out. Because some memories popped up, the ADHD. Anyways, any other questions? Oh, look at that. That's my time, guys. Look at that. I'm going to go do this book signing over at the side. If you want to come and ask me some questions personally, you got to buy a book. And I will see you all later. I hope you learned something. And if you didn't, I hope you got a little joy out of this. And if you didn't get none of that, well, that's on you because you don't know how to absorb anything. No, I'm just playing. See y'all later. Thank you. Bye.